I said, let there be light. Let there be light. Let me see if there's any better angle that'll work. All right. It is day what, like 23? Dude, I washed my eyes so many times, and I was like, I feel something in my eyes. But maybe it's the pre-workout talking now. That itch. Speaking of pre-workout, I did a little study on beta-alanine for my class, and now I understand why it gives you tingles so much. It's because it's an overload of so beta-alanine, I say alanine gives you allows you to create carnosine. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but I put emphasis on the O because there's like carnosine, right? Pretty sure. But you produce carnosine, which helps fight up against lactic acid, right? It's a pretty small result, but what happens is lactic acid creates muscle fatigue and lessens your output, your force output. But carnosine has the ability to slightly negate those effects. It helps basically keep lactic acid away. But too much of it, well, not really too much, but just like more than your body would normally have on any given day, without the supplement, more than your body would have is going to have you get that tingling sensation, which is called paresthesia. It's just something that happens whenever you have too much beta-alanine in your body to create carnosine, which is super cool. That's really neat. I always thought that beta-alanine was that was the intention. You use beta-alanine because it gives you the tingle. But no. It's actually to fight against lactic acid, and the tingle is just a secondary, it's just a side effect. It doesn't it negatively affects you in no way, shape, or form. So I did read into different sources and whatnot. So it gave you a source to pick supplements and whatnot. But you had to go find, hey, does this negatively affect you? Does it blah, blah, blah. And one of the meta-analysis that I read that was back in 2018, it was basically oral supplementation does not cause any noticeable side effects or adverse effects in general over acute and longitudinal supplementation. And yeah, but it also doesn't really enhance performance, right? It's a pretty marginal increase whenever it comes to aerobic, anaerobic exercises, which includes weightlifting, right? So while it does have more of an effect, I forget the over the other ones, it does have an effect on weightlifting, but to a pretty marginal degree, right? So it's not like some game changer, but nonetheless, that's still pretty insane to me that beta-alanine, the real purpose, no one really talks about the real purpose, right? And everyone always talks about the paresthesia that comes as a result of taking it, and kind of assumes that that's the point, right? Is that the tingles are supposed to get you going, right? No, it's actually doing something entirely different and, overall just beneficial. Whereas the tingles were just kind of I never thought about it, but it's kind of weird that you want the tingles and everything. But in my mind, it was always like, okay, well, the tingles, you're over here itching, so the best way to get rid of the tingles is to just push, exert, because I never feel the tingles. Like, the tingles cut off whenever I'm exerting myself. So I always was like, okay, well, interesting thing. But no, it's for the lactic acid buildup. It's to counteract that. So that's always pretty neat. But we got an upper day today. We got some chest. We got some back. We got some. I don't know what I'm saying, bro. Anyways, that JJK episode last night. Jeez, dude, when Maki did that slide up into the 1-inch punch, Jesus Christ, dude. My jaw was so, like, I was texting my wife while I was watching it, and I had to, like, put the phone down. That's, like, one of the, like, few and rare times where I'm like, okay, phone goes down, I'm watching the rest of this shit. Because, like, dude, what the... And people were like, oh my god, the music was trash. And I was like, dude, this music is phenomenal. It felt like... So people were like, hopefully it's like a Kill Bill episode, right? Dude, that shit felt like a Kill Bill episode. That was insane, dude. And I like how it was 21 Kukuru. That's how you say it. The Kukuru unit. 21 of the members died, right? And they make it seem like she just murked hundreds. Dude, the episode made her look like a goddamn Sukuna level threat, which she is. She was able to fight Sukuna, so to an extent she is. But Jesus, and dude, whenever she's walking up against Jinichi, against Ranta, and then Jinichi pulls up on her, where they show her muscle striations and everything. Jesus, dude, that shit was crazy. I was over here like, oh my god. And then like they dude, animation, it's like with the Maharaga fight against Sukuna. Look, Maharaga literally doesn't touch Sukuna once. That's why it was 4 panels in the manga, right? He just doesn't touch Sukuna, and then Sukuna wipes him out like that. They gave Maharaga too much aura. They gave him so much aura. We won't talk about the latest Modulo chapter, because it's a bit of an upscale. But, what's it called? Like, that wasn't in the manga, right? But this fight, the wiping out the Zenin clan, was like a whole chapter, right? And holy crap, they just went all out, dude. Dude, whenever she fucking socks Naoya's face, holy crap. They did the Indian movie, B-movie or whatever, thing where like they give you 4 fucking shots of it. Holy crap. I'm so excited for the cursed Naoya fight. Oh my god, dude. So sick. So sick. Genuinely, like, probably my new favorite episode of JJK. Like, you just can't beat that. You can't beat that, dude. Until Higuruma pulls up, that's my favorite. That is my favorite. You just cannot beat that episode. It was so goddamn good. The music, the animation. I saw someone post in the comments of, like, one of the like, clips or whatever. And it was like, when Garo slides in One Punch Man Season 3, and it's like, when she slides, she gets aura. When I slide, I get slandered. Dude, it's all about the animation, dude. So cool. So freaking cool. And they made the highs curse techniques just look that much cooler, dude. Because in the manga, I never really gave a crap about them, because it's just so quick. But Ranta's over here bleeding from his eyes because he's trying to hold Maki back, And then Junichi's over here ore farming, which doesn't happen in the manga. He just fucking tries and hits her. But he had to do that because Ranta is giving a monologue. So that's why he stands still. And people are like, Junichi sold, Junichi sold. No. That's just what had to happen so that the monologue could happen. What does suck is the Toji Maki panel wasn't animated. So it's like a split second where it's like, she looks like Toji. And you don't see like the flat, like it would have been so cool if they just like you know, like an impact frame or a lightning frame where it's just like boom, and then like you slightly see Toji over her frame. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. But yeah, now she is stronger than Toji. She is stronger than Toji, or at least maybe not yet, but she definitely is. Toji could never fight Sukuna. I'm saying that right now. He had to plan and bush camp, and he had to use cunning to kill Gojo, right? You don't use cunning against Sukuna. That's why the 200% what's it called? Hollow Purple didn't really work, right? You know, it was intended to kill, and it only did a marginal amount, you know, in regards to the fight. So, you know, you have to just be able to fight him. And while Toji could keep up physically, he's getting dismantled, bro. He's getting dismantled. Or the second that Sukuna wants to pull out Furnace, I mean, in terms of anyone, really, if he pulls out Furnace, you're dead. Unless you're Gojo with Infinity. Because Furnace is just a broken-ass mechanic. It's stupid. The fact that he gets that at all is just so stupid. First of all, let me just say, I hate Sukuna. Because Gege just... Oh, he's just the best sorcerer of all time. That's why he knows how to make all these binding vows, and he has all this stuff. I don't care, dude. I don't care. It's ass pulls. Gege just has to keep him alive a little bit longer so that he can fight. It's like with Maharaga, you know, he pulls out Furnace against Joko 5 minutes before he has to fight Maharaga. That's stupid. That's stupid, dude. Like, that should have been introduced in season 1. You know, and it's like, oh, I only use it in times of blah, 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 blah. But no, it's like, that's where the meme came out, where it's like, let me look back a million years to find my hidden technique. And it's hidden technique 1527, dude. Like, no. But anyways, I gotta listen to some music. And yeah, because we're already close and it's been 13 minutes. But yeah, a little bit of an upper day, so see y'all in that. Another 15. 14 next. Alright. 14. Beautiful. On to whatever's next. Alright. So once we do 7, and typically I will throw on the straps, and then, you know, to put as much weight as possible to the lens upper back. But I'm trying to get forearms too. I'm trying to include forearms in this exercise. So we're just gonna do a this is what 80 real quick. See how that feels, and then we'll go up from there. Got about 4 more left of me. All right. 40 kilograms over there. I think 7 would be good. Oh yeah. Not the first few reps, but you know. All right. Pull on another. This side, this time, and now to the wide right. On to the next. Okay, this one's it's actually pretty long. They did do absolutely pay attention to that part. But because I walked in and started fighting the unit. But dude, I just want to be able to stand and look like her, you know, triceps all extended and whatnot, which I kind of decent better. is or whatever. Alright, so about the end. Alright, now we can open it back up. Alright. We got surprisingly, it's just one else to do. Alright, so I'm going to order donuts for this. So we're just going to use, what's it called? 20 kg. And we're going to be doing 10 wrist extensions. It's not too fast. Cute little pose down. Honestly, I'm not feeling too crazy right now, but we'll see. We're getting there. We're getting there. lighting wasn't, nearly perfect enough, but you can still see it, and that's all that matters. All right, cardio, then I'll see you on the car. JJK episode so damn good, it has me watching it for a second time. I'm watching it again. Dude, I'm on the treadmill, and like when Maki smacks the out of Naoya, and like is like, hey, like I found out your technique, and she does the over it, and dude, I finally saw the Toji thing. That was, you had to be paying attention in that second, because that's how fast it is, but it's still cool nonetheless. And geez, dude, I mean, just aura and peak moments of the anime, bro. Genuinely, I would be surprised if that episode isn't like one of the highest rated episodes of all time in terms of JJK. Like, out of all of the episodes, it's just gonna be that one in the top 5, because that was beautifully animated, just amazing all around, so freaking good. Like, it's to the point where it's like, nah, F the Toji cosplay. We gender bending and cosplaying Maki, bro. She is so damn cool. Because look, I get Toji, like he met Fushiguro and wanted to live a decent life, but I fuck with Maki more. She lives for the fucking fight, right? And then after some time, whenever she's older, she settles down, but she goes all the way with her heavenly restriction. She didn't want her sister to die, but she takes that and she uses it, right? She doesn't run away. And that's one of the biggest things, is like Toji absolutely, even when he's technically weaker than Maki, they're both so strong that like it really doesn't matter. He could have wiped out the Zenin clan, but he didn't. And a clan like that does not deserve to exist. Loki neither does the Gojo clan, but we haven't seen enough of them to really, are they like evil misogynists? We know they're like evil, but at least, the clan members. But yeah, like the Zenin clan needed to be wiped out, and Toji did nothing, and he just sat there complacently, letting, going about his life. I'm not gonna vibe with you, bro. I'll watch your peak moments, but I'm not vibing with you, bro. I'm not vibing with you. I'm vibing with Maki though. But so good. Anyways, the lighting wasn't the best per se for the pose down, but I think it's essential that I be posing down every single day, because if I don't pose down, and if I don't look at my legs, and I don't look at my body, and I don't look at my chest and my back and all that stuff, I'm gonna get in my head. The reason why I nearly broke was because I hadn't seen my legs in so long, right? I hadn't really looked at them. And the issue is I gotta look and see my progress, right? I've got ab, sure. I gotta like very slightly exert myself to show them. They'll be seen in my day-to-day, right? But what's it called? I need to be able to see it, right? See it to believe it. I'm a see it to believe it person. And so I know I'm heading in the right direction. I know the slow process is going to keep most of my muscle mass on. It's just going to take time. I'm telling you, by the end of February, I should be good. I should be good to do whatever I like. Go back into maintenance. All that stuff. We're waiting for your turn. But yeah, you gotta really like look at yourself, and then like make sure that what you're thinking is factual, right? Because again, I just get in my head and I'm thinking things that I don't need to be thinking. But yeah, I'm gonna go home, same thing as usual. Tortillas, Fairlife, maybe some Coke Zeros. I got some Gatorade Zeros, so I could shake it up a little bit, get a juice, and something besides a carbonated drink, because I still bloat technically. You still get a little bit bloated from because of just the stuff that's inside of it, like aspartame and sucralose and all that stuff. Water retention increases, but not nearly as much as Coke, I believe, or maybe more. You know what? Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna make any statements that could be wrong. So that's just what I think. I could be dead wrong, dude. I'm excited for my nutrition class because, we're finally getting into discussing like specific things and whatnot. And I really want to do like a paper on these, what's it called? Alternative sweeteners, or like zero calorie sweeteners, because you're not 0 calorie. It's just the amount that's, used, blah, 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 and whatnot. But dude, I hate when people talk bad about artificial sweeteners. Hey guys, technically it is healthier for you to be drinking them. And this one coworker I have, we'll just go on and on about, oh, it's so bad for you, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I keep saying, like, the research shows in no way that it can be, deadly to the human body. You would die quicker to water toxicity or water poisoning. Whenever you drink too much water and your body can't handle it, you would die to that quicker than you would die to any negative or adverse effects from artificial sweeteners. It's so stupid to me. Like, you literally have done no research, and you have gotten all of your information off of TikTok or Instagram Reels, and you think you can make statements on that? It's just insane to me. I'm not making I be saying, these Gatorade Zeros will bloat me, slightly more marginally less than Coke Zero or zero calorie sodas, right? But then I immediately, said afterwards, hey, I don't really know if that's true, so don't listen to me. But all of these people think that they know crap, and I just hate a person who thinks that they know everything, and with no backing it up, right? I can pull up the studies that say, hey, this meta-analysis went over, this many studies and whatnot and peer-reviewed articles, and came to the ultimate conclusion that despite being classified as a carcinogen, it actually does, nothing. You would have to drink 64, cans or blah, 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 before you begin to notice any side effects from the artificial sweeteners. That's just a paraphrase, and not the exact numbers. But the lack of, accountability for what you do know and what you don't know for a fact is just so rampant nowadays. People will just talk and talk and talk and talk with nothing to back up their claims. And it's like, no, you're dead fucking wrong. I'm sorry. And it makes, like, frankly, it makes me think less of that person, because not that coworker, but like of any person who decides to make a statement without having anything to back it up besides TikTokers. Like, give me a paper and I will read through it, and if I was wrong, I was wrong, and I will admit that. But other people won't do that. People don't come with sources. People don't come with the actual knowledge, right? They're just reiterating what some rage bait TikToker is saying. Like, there's this one guy who goes around, he's like, you you can't eat chicken because it's got, and they're just throwing around, key words or whatever that, like they make stuff sound bad, right? When in reality, it's just, they're over exaggerating and just doing, it pisses me off because people do not know, as much about health and fitness as they think they do. It's really disgusting and tragic, and it's like, we really need to have proper education on this stuff. Like, I would become a PE teacher if, once a week, 2 times a week, we sat down in class and I taught them over, like, I would be a dietitian. I would go get that master's degree and get my certification if I could, be a PE teacher, and I would get my NASM or whatever, whatever qualifications I need to be a physical education teacher. If I had the chance to 2 times a week sit these kids down and teach them about dietary, diet, nutrition, and fitness, right? Because it is such a vital thing to do. And I also think, we should be teaching, children how, finances and, what's it called? I took an AP economics class, and like, that's just stuff that should have been taught in, what's it called? In just normal classes, right? It's just stuff that should be taken in normal classes. And then, what's it called? One of the electives was like essentially the economics class, and it was treated like it was just BS, right? But the stuff that they were teaching us was actually super essential to life and whatnot, and or living as an adult, right? And it's like, I'm not saying get rid of what we already are learning about. We need to learn about history. We need to learn about English. We definitely need to learn about mathematics and whatnot. We need to learn about chemistry, but we also need to learn about about nutrition and health. Okay, just like we need to up our education systems, because then you get people like just people who are spouting false claims and lies that they think are true because a TikToker said it or a YouTuber said it. It's stupid, and it gets on my nerves. And I feel like it, and then people will say, it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. Have you ever, formed a critical thought in your mind ever? Have you ever, like, genuinely formed a thought in your head before? To the people who say it's not that deep, bro. Almost everything is that deep, bro. Like, this is our lives, this is how we live and function. And you're telling me, it's not that deep? It really is. It really is. I'm not saying people have to be exactly like me, right? What I'm doing is not technically or really optimal for health, right? But at least I'm keeping myself healthy while I'm doing it, right? My body, I've never felt this good, right? I can wake up every single day, and even though, like the heat, the normal stuff where it's like you feel groggy or you feel sore, that's just something people wake up with that who don't bodybuild and work out, right? But at least I have that, and I'm able to wake up and do, almost anything I need to, right? I can lift anything I need to. I can run as far as I need to, right? I'm going to complain while I do it, that's for sure, because I'm a complainer, but I can still do it, right? My body is able to do what it needs to do. And people, other people can't, and they will claim it's not that deep, bro. It is that deep. You should have the intrinsic motivation to balance your health and fitness, right? You don't have to, overdo it, but you just need to be doing the bare minimum, which most people are not doing, right? I'm not going to be the one to be like, get off your ass, fat ass, right? That is rude and disrespectful. But I will continue to advise and be like, hey, like, anything you do is a good thing, right? You got to start somewhere. Hey, do 1 push-up today. Hey, do 2 push-ups tomorrow. Hey, run a 50 meter, then a 100 meter, start small, baby steps, do something, right? And it's just so disappointing when people will just Like, not say no, right? Because, you know, it's within everyone's right to say no. Absolutely. But to claim that it's stupid or unnecessary, and that, like, and those people, I just know for a fact, are just going to result in you know, Wally, the people in the chairs and whatnot. That's what I envision, right? Because there's you know, saying no and being like what's it called? There's just saying no and not wanting to do it, right? And just being respectful is like, I don't want to do that, man. Okay, completely understandable, right? It's like, well, not completely understandable, but like, I can understand, you know? It's just like, hey, you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. You got free will, bro. Do what you want, right? You heard my advice and you said, no thanks. Okay, I understand. Whenever you go and dog on this crap, or just, it's not that deep, bro. Yeah, you're the Wally chair people, bro. It's over for you. It's over for you. But that was a crazy ass rant. I'm almost home. This is gonna be a long video because I got 2 extra long car talks. But hey, you know, motivated, I guess. But I'm gonna go see my cat. I actually got a camera so I can look in on her. She's gonna be in the same exact spot that I saw her in. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Ciao.